Okay, and then in this back area, now this is like back area's cover, there is this cover what I have to open, and for that opening I need now Torx head drill bite, and purpose is to remove these screws and bolts in this back area because I like to remove that cover in here. And see this one bolt, and this is really Torx head drill bite, and in that way I open the screws, and next I take all of these screws away in here. Okay, and now we can see when I take this my electric drill driver, these screws fastly away in here, and let's go to forward. Now I take my screws away. There is actually a little bit bigger screws in here, but these are small one. Okay, then I remove another. There are a couple of screws left. This is free, and then area. Okay, good. And then there is two little bit bigger screws in here, and let's go to look those. Okay, and then I need really a little bit bigger Torx bolt for that opening, and I take my, there is fast block, and now I open these bolts, and they are a little bit different. Looks good. Then in this another side, okay, good. And now this my back cover is free. Now this back cover is free, and then I can only carefully lift this cover out, and now this part is free, and we can see this back area. Here is this electric motor, and this belt is really so soft that I can only little bit move that, and then this belt is easy to replace. And we need to replace that if we can hear yelling sound, that someone is like yelling, like in cars, drive belt in engine, and this fan belt keeps yelling sound, then we need to replace this belt, and let's look at how this replace happens. And this washing machine's drive belt replace is really easy. I need to only little bit move that in this way, and then same time rotate, and this belt opens. This is so easy. And let's go to look again that how it happens. Firstly, I have to install this another side in this down area. Job starts so that firstly I have to install this washing machine's drive belt fluke in this central area in this way, and then I keep my hands in that way that I compress that little bit up in this way. I like pull up this my washing machine in this way. Then is the step number 1. I install carefully this my belt in this bigger fields in this size area in that way, and then I start to rotate this my upper feel carefully, and look my fingers. I press this belt in this direction, and when I rotate that carefully in this way, and also I have to check this down area that this is like okay. Now I drop that, and let's look that down area again. Don't think that this belt like opens in this direction, and it must be in these holes. Look in that way. Let's go to look closer, because this is really important. It's really important that I install this my belt in this way. This is the right way, or in these holes in that way. This is right. This is wrong, and also in that is wrong way. this is the right way, and it is good to look that in what area this belt is when we replace, or if this is cut, you install that in this way. Good. And now all time idea is to compress that, and then we go in this up area again. Look at how this works. Happens. Again in this up area, and now I check that down area is okay, and then I only move that belt in this way, and then I carefully start to move in this one direction only, in this way, and then I press that in here, and I check also this down area that it keeps in balance. And look, when I move this belt all time in deeper, and same time carefully I rotate that, soon this belt is in position in that way. Excellent. And let's look my fingers closer. Now we can see my fingers when I start to rotate that in this way. I keep one finger in this up, and I press that in little by little deeper. And also I have to check this area and then this down area. And let's go to look the down area. In down area, note that my another fingers are all time keeping this belt in that position, because this can slippery away, and then we have to do that again, but little bit reverse, and I keep my fingers in here, and when I move that all time one hand in down and use gloves, and then we go to look this up area, that how I use my fingers. Now we have nice view in this up area, and in this up area when I rotate that my feel, I same time all time I move this my belt in like deeper in this way, and then we can look that final part, that how I managed to install that finally. We can see this final part when I all time install that deeper, and I rotate only one direction, and then suddenly it moves, and I use my fingers, I press this in this way, and now this belt is fine in this way. Excellent, excellent. Then when I have changed that dry belt, washing machine dry belt, I can rotate that in this way, and I check that this moves nicely. Now it moves nicely, and then we have to check this engine electric motor area also. In this area, look that when I rotate and check, this must to be rotate in this way smoothly, and this belt must to be between these holes and no in outside, and in my case it looks well. And then we check also up area. This up area, note that this belt must be in this central position, like in my one, and it must rotate nicely in this way. Well, good. And let's look closer. Please check that your belt is in this central line, like in my case, that there is this allow area like couple of millimeters in here and in that area. Very nice, excellent, good. Then, how I can find similar dry belt in my washing machine? There is this trick, there are those codes, and let's go to look at how we can read those codes. I take this my dry belt away, only rotation, and then there is this dry belt, and let's go to look that closer. I install this my dry belt in here, that we can read this thing, and the purpose is to read that area in here. And let's go to look closer. And we read really this washing machine's dry belt, so that firstly there is this brand, this is okay, but then this is the most important. when we install this code 5PGI1267550006398 in Google, and then we can find this just similar dry belt. And these codes means that I believe that this 5 means that there is 5 these inner holes, this shape, this inside area, and then this 1, 2, 6, 7 is this length of that dry belt, that how long that is. And in that way you will find this new dry belt, and then of course if we have difficulties we can use this manufacturer's code, and let's look at what that means. There is this code in here, this label, and let's go to look closer. Really this manufacturer code, and when we look at what is this model, like in my case there is this WXL. Let's look closer. This is a little bit difficult to read, but in this one WXLS1650, this is this code in here. And when we install this code in internet, we will get the new dry belt. Good.